Sexy and Geeky, I'm Harry, and here's a quick report on what I think is going on with Assassin's Creed Unity at E3. Ding! A lot of us have seen by now that Ubisoft have gotten a lot of critical response and criticism because they've said that putting a female character into Assassin's Creed Unity, specifically the one from Assassin's Creed Liberation, would be too much work. Put indirectly, that character fell victim to production scheduling realities. Because there's not enough time, there's not enough money to pay people for that time. They're saying that that was one of the things they had to cut to get the game out on release date. There's a list of reasons why I don't think that's true at all. Number one, I don't think it takes that long. This has been confirmed by Jonathan Cooper, who was the animation director on Assassin's Creed 3, who now works at Naughty Dog, who said that adding additional female animations would only take like 1 or 2 days. He's pissed off too. Yay! People in the industry are pissed off too. Reason 2. You can't just cut a feature that big out of the game late in the process and say, oh, it's just cut for time. No. Features that get cut for time are like additional map levels or minor characters that require voicing or just voice acting. Has anyone played Card Wars, the Adventure Time card game that's on mobile? Yeah, there are so many characters that don't actually have any voicing to them as a cost-cutting measure. Many of the ones you see at first do, but then when you get to the more minor ones, then they just don't do it because it would cost too much to bother, and you don't need it. You don't need to finish the game. Whereas, removing a whole character who was going to be playable is a pretty big deal. That is quite a bit of stuff going away. And the stuff that was said about it, about how long it would take, is just wrong. Alex Amancio's original quote says that it would double the number of voice actors and the number of skeleton structures they had to animate. And that just isn't true. Why not just add Aveline, that one female character we actually all wanted to see from Assassin's Creed Liberation, who first got released on the handheld, which wasn't under an actual Assassin's Creed number title because she's female and therefore inferior, according to their marketing. Actually, it's very worrying to consider that there is one skeletal structure between the 4 beefy, covered up, but attractive looking men in hoods from all 4 of the Assassin's Creed main games look exactly the damn same with a colour swap. But it's even more complicated to consider that, do they have one voice actor? Is that what you mean by they would double the number of voice actors? No! Here's how many voice actors you need to voice 4 characters. One good one. Has anyone watched interviews with John DiMaggio? That guy does like 70% of the voices in Futurama. Futurama and The Simpsons both have incredibly small casts of about 6 people. And yet they do all these voices, so many voices. Usually it's only 3 of them doing like 90% of them. Because a really good voice actor can do a lot of voices. Simple as that. Get a good voice actor, don't just get 4 cruddy ones, I don't know. Reason 3. The reason 3 that I think this is bullshit is because it's working. It's working advertising. We can see that this game, which I had not heard of until this controversy, is now way at the front of all of the press, saying, oh no, Assassin's Creed Unity. There's not going to be a female character in Assassin's Creed Unity. Everyone should go look at Assassin's Creed Unity on every one of the major journalistic sites. Personally, what I think is more sexist than any of this is the fact that it's actually going to be a 1-2 punch. We're going to get Assassin's Creed Unity, we're going to get it with only male characters, until either launch day or a couple of weeks after launch day, where Aveline gets her own DLC. Paid for. Where we will end up having to spend, instead of £40 on the original game, maybe 50 total to get the game plus female inclusion. I know that Assassin's Creed is really good at including different races, partly because it skips around history so much, but it's set in the fucking French Revolution! What is wrong with you people?
Google image search the French Revolution and this is what you will find. It is a painting called Liberty Leading the People. The subject in it is Marianne, goddess and symbol of virtue and liberty, whereas there are women at the front of it because the Women's Bread March started the goddamn thing off.
I don't know how to pronounce her name, I'm sorry, I've not played the game myself, but Aveline will probably be brought out as DLC, which is going to suck because it is sexist marketing and bringing in additional money for doing what is basically the bare minimum of human decency and giving proper inclusion. What we can only hope for now is that enough people say that they won't buy Unity without this, but if you actually bring out Aveline as free DLC, completing your game, nay, not even DLC, make her an update. Make her an update that you add to the game after you've effing finished it. Let's instead advertise something that is probably going to be very good, has been good from all the journalists I've heard of who are at E3, playing it and enjoying it, and has better female inclusion. Borderlands, the pre-sequel, has 2 female characters you can play as. Also Claptrap. Also it's effing Borderlands, so it's amazing. Go by that. Simple as. Forget Unity. And show them that being a sexist ass loses you sales. Because that's the language that people in this industry can understand, it seems.